All right, it's draft night. I know we're breaking baseball, but isn't it fun to have something sports related to watch? It seems like it's been forever, doesn't it? So, yeah, always look forward to the NFL draft, but man, especially this year, I think. All right, while everybody's getting in the room and getting settled, there is a little bit of information that I like to go over just to make sure that we are all on the same page. So we're going to go ahead and get started with that first. So my feedback is automated on eBay. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you are instantly going to get positive feedback in return. And the other thing there is a big thank you. Appreciate you being here on draft night, spending a little time with me bidding and breaking. And honestly, the pace of the NFL draft has always seemed slow, but it seems even slower this year, which I guess that it is. And it's just killing me when you see that little sign down there go up that the pick is in, but then they don't switch over to tell you the pick for a couple minutes. I'm like, oh, once you see that go up, you just want to know. All right, so upcoming breaks. This stuff is listed on eBay already. We're going to be breaking it over the course of the next few days. So tomorrow night it's going to be definitive baseball and flash baseball. We we will be getting a couple of new releases tomorrow, and we're going to break them a little earlier than normal, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, and it'll be a full case of each one. Saturday and Sunday both continue to be off nights for the time being, just trying to spread out the product that we do have and make it last. On Monday night, we're going to break a case of Tribute Baseball, and that'll be slightly later than normal at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific. We're going to break the full case of Tribute. On Tuesday night, we'll break a Gold Rush autographed full-size football helmet, and Limited Football. It's just a 4-box break because that's all I have of it, but it is first off the line edition. So that does always have some fun exclusive content, which should make that still an interesting little break there with some good value in it, even though it's fewer boxes than we might normally have in a break. Shipping wise, here's what you need to know. This Gypsy Queen baseball break tonight should be out the door and on the way to you approximately Tuesday. As always, if I can get something out sooner than the date you see listed, I will gladly do so. And other times things pop up that I'm not expecting to have happen, and it might go a day later than the projected date. But I, generally speaking, expect it to be around Tuesday, again, plus or minus a day. Everybody's going to pull cards in here, so we don't need to worry about consolation cards. We can keep on trucking past that. This is a 5-box half case break of Gypsy Queen, and it is actually the back half of a case. I know, usually the odd numbers are the beginning of a case, but we got off track there when our very first break was a half case of loose boxes. So anyway, it is the back half of a case, and of course it ended tonight on eBay the same night we're breaking it, which is Thursday night, the 23rd of April. We've got our team names there on the left-hand side, and the eBay user ID of our winning bidders is across from each team on the opposite side. And that's all we have to go over. Now we're going to be ready to go. I just have to do one tiny little thing more, and that is to adjust the focus. So you will notice there your background got blurry. That is intentional. Please don't worry about that. That's okay. We're still going to be able to see everything we need to see. So we're going to get our boxes out here and get some Gypsy Queen going. So the deal with Gypsy Queen, it is 2 autographs per box, on-card autographs per box. Now, usually we'll find other things in here too. So there are black and white parallels numbered to 50. There are some various shades of blue parallels. Those are numbered to 199 and or 250. There are, of course, our box loaders. Those are always going to be 3 chrome cards. We can find Players Weekend parallels and Jackie Robinson Day parallels. There are high number short prints, which is any card numbered to 301 or higher in the checklist. And then there are other things, bazooka backs, which I typically don't find until I'm sorting, simply because, well, we don't flip every single card over front and back generally as we go through. But many of you can testify that if you do get them, even if you don't see them because we haven't flipped that card over, you do still get them. So we know that is a fact. All the cards do ship out of here. We're starting off with one numbered to 50, and that is Will Smith and the Dodgers. And our second box loader there is also a Dodger. That one, Cody Bellinger, and unnumbered. And then, of course, behind that, for the Marlins, it is Yamamoto. He's also unnumbered. And there are, of course, other Gypsy Queen parallels in here, too, that are just a little, they don't come out as frequently. Independence Day, I think, is maybe one, or Military Appreciation Day, that sort of thing. There are other things in here, too, besides what we've talked about, but I'm talking about the most common ones. And then, of course, logo swap, where the little GQ up there in the upper left-hand corner is instead replaced by the lady's face, the Gypsy Queen's face. And then there are the blank nameplate cards. Those come out more often as well. But generally speaking, if you happen to see something go by, one of those parallels that maybe I have missed, because I am multitasking, of course, trying to watch the cards and keep an eye on chat and keep the conversation going, and there's a lot of different things to look for on each card. So if you see one go by that I don't call out, feel free to jump into chat and let me know about it. And I will, of course, try to go back and pull it out so we can take a better look at it. I'm sure there are things that will slide by that I may not see, especially those high number short prints. They are generally players that are retired. I'm going to call them superstar sort of players. Not all of them are superstars, but most of them are. You know, your Clementes, your Hank Aaron's, your Babe Ruths, those kind of guys. That comprises the greater part of the high number short print checklist, just as an FYI. And once again, all the cards do ship. So even if I somehow don't catch it when we go through, you are, of course, still going to get it if you've got that team. Jay Allen is here, and you need the Phillies looking for a Hoskins or Harper autographed. And Captain is here. You've got the A's. All right, very good. And James is here, too. And Captain is listing off a bunch of the variations there that we were talking about earlier. He's typed them into chat for future reference for those of you who maybe weren't tuned in when we were going through all that, or you just want an easy little reference. That's a handy way to have it there. All right, there is Christian Yelich, and a fortune teller mini. Will find lots of those minis. There are also the tarot cards in here, and we're going to find plenty of the tarot cards as well. We haven't seen one yet, but I'll point it out to you when we do. Oh, baby. Now that's what I like to see, because you know what that means. That's an extremely low-numbered card when you see a red border and Topps. It is Bobby Bradley for the Indians, numbered to 10. So that is a very nice way to start things off tonight, with a Bobby Bradley to 10. So Indians off to a good start. I do like that. Jay Allen, you said your blood pressure is what's up? James typed in what's up. Jay Allen says it's his blood pressure. Yordan Alvarez for the Astros. Of course, anything that is a hit of any sort, we always look, or a parallel that we catch, we always look front and back of those. It's just the massive amount of base that we don't generally stop and flip over because, well, there's a massive amount of it. So, you know how that goes. James, you've got the Cardinals and the Padres. All right, well, we will try to have some luck for your Cardinals and Padres then as well. We'll do our best to come up with something for you. And we've got a black and white parallel. That will be numbered to 50 when we flip it over. And it is indeed numbered to 50, Freddie Freeman for the Atlanta Braves. So a couple of nice parallels we've already seen come out of this box tonight. Not too bad. Jay Allen says Topps has been running your blood pressure up. Yeah, well, that it doesn't have to, it's not limited to just Topps, let me tell you. Panini runs up my blood pressure sometimes too, and yours as well, I believe. So it doesn't matter. They can get you on either side of the aisle on any given day. So that is a Players Weekend variation. Of course, those hideous uniforms that we all have hated on since last year. But nonetheless, there it is with a variation for the Cubbies and Chris Bryant on the Players Weekend uniform. So the first box here has been pretty good to us so far, anyway. There's an example of a logo swap up there in that upper left-hand corner. You've got the Gypsy's face where normally it would be the GQ instead. That goes to the Mariners. It was Justin Dunn on the front of the card. And, oh, that's Matthew Boyd. I don't know what I thought that was. But whatever it was, whatever I thought it wasn't anything. So there you go. Captain said, you like seeing a Yordan Alvarez base and the Fortune Teller Mini back-to-back? Yeah, they sometimes do some weird things like that, don't they? Things that the odds would tell you shouldn't happen, but yet somehow they do. All right, Taylor Ward and the Angels. That is the first autograph we see tonight. So the Angels are on the board here this evening to get things started. I feel a mini on the back. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and grab it. And that is Robert for the White Sox. Guy that'll be pretty good, I expect. Of course, with the abbreviated season, who knows how call-ups or anything else are going to work. It's going to be strange, but eventually they'll get back to some baseball, probably sooner rather than later, is my guess. I'm thinking probably without fans, but getting back to baseball, I'm guessing within a month or so, but without fans. Maybe a month is optimistic, but I see so many states taking moves to open things up that you get an idea once a few do it, probably everybody's gonna end up doing it whether they want to or not. Tatis and the Padres, not the autograph you were looking for, but at least we've got some Tatis coming out for you. Oh, there's a nice little Bo Bichette, and that, of course, is our tarot variation. That one I mentioned earlier that we will find quite frequently in here. It's generally not numbered. It can be. If it is, of course, I'll point it out, but for the most part, those are not numbered. And right on cue, there's another tarot, that one going to the Rockies with Trevor Story headed to Colorado. And another one. That one was George Springer and the Astros. And who do we have here? It is Dwight Smith Jr. coming out for the Baltimore Orioles. That is autograph number 2 out of box number 1. So I'm thinking about, you guys can give me some feedback on how you feel about this. I'm thinking about making our next Gypsy Queen break. That is a blank nameplate for the Boston Red Sox and David Price. I'm thinking about making it a full case break instead of a half case break, but here's the rub. If we make it a full case instead of a half case break, that means, of course, that the shipping price would have to increase per team. Probably the base shipping price would increase, and I would keep the per team for extra teams the same, but the base shipping price would have to go up because most of the time the stuff would end up weighing over the amount you can send first class, and it would have to be sent priority mail. And some people will really just balk at that. If they see a higher shipping cost, it doesn't matter if it's for the full case versus the half. They find that really offensive. Though, frankly, most of the time, I do not make money on shipping. I lose money on shipping a large amount of the time when you look at the overall cost to get stuff out the door these days. That is Graterol, numbered to 150 for the Twins. And our other box loaders, the Nationals have one for Trey Turner. And then the New York Yankees have a little Gio Urshela. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you rather pay the higher shipping costs and start breaking some Gypsy Queen by the full case? Or you'd rather stick to the format we have now and do them by the half? Jay Allen says you're okay with the full case as long as you can get the base. Well, yeah, I mean, I would ship the base in here because there aren't very many hits. So the base would have to ship, hence the higher shipping costs. Now, if I could get by with not shipping the base in here, that would be the easiest thing, of course. It'd be like, base doesn't ship. You pull out the hits, and we do that with some products. But in here, I don't think there's enough other things to even it out very well. So yeah, it would be all the cards, but for sure the base shipping price would have to be higher. Be no way around that. James said he'd rather do the full too. Yeah, okay. Well, we might do that one day next week then. We might just go that route, and I would probably do it towards the end of the week if we do that, so that I could have part of the weekend to help sort it, maybe. Or just adjust the shipping date to allow for the amount of extra time it would take to sort it. But we might do that. On the next one, I'm thinking. Mike is here. You said you're just watching. Have we seen any bazooka backs? Yeah, Mike, we don't check the bazooka backs on the base. Because if you had to turn every single card over front and back, it would take absolutely forever. We check the bazooka back, of course, on anything that is a hit or a parallel or anything like that. But they do ship. All the cards in here ship. So if there's some in here, they're going to end up being found in sorting, and they are going to end up being sent to you. And of course, there usually are a few somewhere along the way. That is Kevin Newman for the Pirates. It's black and white, and it's numbered to 50. I wish Topps gave us a clue somewhere on the front that would tip us off, you know, that we had a bazooka back, and that would make life so much easier than expecting us to go through thousands of cards, both front and back, all the way through. Is kind of an interesting way to do it, but I guess there's no good way for them to do it and tip us off to what's on the back, is there? Is a Paul DeYoung fortune teller mini for the Cardinals. We did have an autograph show up. It's sitting right there. I just decided to hang on to it for a minute because it was coming out so early in the case. I thought, or in the box, I mean. I figured, we'll wait and look at it in a minute. A Charlie Blackmon blue parallel numbered to 250 for the Colorado Rockies. Oh, James, you haven't gotten your stimulus check yet? No, I haven't either, but, you know, I don't have my, the IRS doesn't have my direct deposit information, and I probably think I'm going to keep it that way. So I knew from the beginning I'd be waiting a while to get mine. There's a Brewer, or Keston Hira for the Brewers with a fortune teller mini. Get it out in a minute. My accountant tried valiantly. There's a fortune teller mini Gleyber Torres for the Yankees to get me to add my banking information when I filed my 2019 taxes. Because we knew already at that point a stimulus was going to be coming. He goes, oh, you need to put your direct deposit information in there so you don't have to wait so long to get your check and da-da-da-da. I was like, nah, I don't think so. I think I'd rather just wait. There's David Fletcher with a blank nameplate for the Angels. And then, of course, you hear about all these people who their checks went to the wrong place. Right? Yeah. They went to some other bank account that wasn't even their bank account. And it turned out to be, I don't know, some weirdness tied to how they got an early tax refund loan, or you know how like H&R Block will give you the money ahead of time that you're going to get back and that sort of thing. It was somehow all tied to that. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., an autograph for the Blue Jays. First one we've seen out of box number 2, but the other one is sitting right over there waiting for us. We'll grab it shortly. So yeah, as soon as I started hearing about all those problems, I had kind of toyed with the idea of maybe I'll go to that website portal where they tell you can still update your information. And then I'm like, no. Heard about all that. I don't think so. Captain, yeah, we talked about that a few months ago. Now, I don't know if plans will have changed given everything that's happened or not. But what I can tell you, this is a Sammy Sosa high number short print for the Cubs, is that originally, back when they had the Industry Summit, Topps had announced a chrome parallel for a couple of things. Allen and Gunter was one, and Gypsy Queen was one. I want to say there was a third product, maybe that wasn't going to be chrome, but or maybe there was. This is Clayton Kershaw in one of the ugly Players Weekend uniforms, so a variation there. It might have been Pro Debut that I'm thinking of that has added in this year. It's going to have chrome and Pro Debut. It's Austin Meadows, and that's the Tampa Bay Rays Fortune Teller Mini. But the question, Captain, on everybody's mind is now that they have missed, well, already almost a month of releases. That's a logo swap up there at the top. Arias for the Twins. Is what's going to happen when things get rolling again. In other words, are they still going to try to put out the same amount of releases this year and just make up for lost time by double booking us on a bunch of stuff? In other words, having weeks where we might have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or something where we might have only have 1 or 2, or are they instead going to maybe renegotiate their deals with the various sports entities that say they can release less products this year and maybe not put some of that out? So, I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. Nico, there's a nice one. Your rookie for the Cubbies with Nico Hornerer. Oh, James, they've got your bank account information because of SSD. Then, yeah, man, you should be expecting that thing, I would think, about any time. I'm surprised you don't have it by now. Yordan Alvarez with a nice little insert there, tarot insert. I would have thought that they would have done yours, all the direct deposit ones. I'm surprised that they haven't all been done by now. It's a tarot for Ozzy. Yeah, or I'm sorry, Acuna and the Braves, not Ozzy. Acuna. But who knows? It is the government, after all, right? It's a tarot for Javi Baez and the Cubbies. And that takes care of box number 2. Jay Allen, you had the Giants. You got the same guy twice in a half case with a bazooka back and the same guy. That's weird when they do that, isn't it? Yeah, you never know what they're going to do. They get out of hand sometimes with the duplication. For a supposedly random system, we get a lot of duplicates, don't we? I don't know. I guess it is randomized, but they don't do a great job collating. Let's put it like that. Boston Red Sox and Rafael Devers. Next up for the Minnesota Twins, we've got numbered to 150. It's Willens. And then the Cleveland Indians with Reyes. And now, if anything super special is happening with the draft, you guys are going to tell me, right? I mean, if there's any big shockers or somebody makes a huge trade or something, somebody will tell me in chat, won't you guys? Captain says, is the demand, or he's sure the demand for cards is higher than a normal year. Well, yes and no. Obviously, a lot of the brick and mortar retail stores are completely closed right now and have been for months or more. So for the brick and mortar guys, obviously, no, their demand is way down unless they're also selling online or breaking or have some other way to deal with their product. And for them to get overrun with stuff would be a lot harder than for those of us who break to get overrun for stuff. Overrun with stuff. Now, as far as right at this moment, yeah, the demand is starting to get a little higher because there's very little product out there. And I had a fair amount of product here and there, odd lot stuff, and just lots of Gypsy Queen and different things, so that I still have stuff to break. And frankly, I could probably even go another 2 or 3 weeks and still have stuff to break, as long as I space stuff out like I have been doing, taking off 2 days a week and that sort of thing. But there are a lot of breakers who didn't have a lot of quantity. And so, yes, all those people are taking anything they can find. Past year products, current year products, anything. So that has, for this short term anyway, made product more in demand because it's a little more scarce. But as soon as things start really coming out on a regular basis again, I would expect that to go back and normalize. That'd be my guess anyway. Mike said you're still waiting for for the next stimulus. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're talking about doing some more stuff. Mike Trout with a fortune teller mini and the Angels. I mean, one of the things that I read they were talking about, although it hasn't come to fruition, I don't know that it will, but was giving every adult 18 and over $2,000 a month for 6 straight months. I don't even know how we can afford that. Sanchez, White Sox, black and white parallel, numbered 250. Like, where do we get the money for that? I don't know. Captain, you said the A's are ice cold right now. You want me to pull the Ricky auto? All right, man, that's a big ask for the Mojo, but the Mojo's going to try anyway. The Boston Red Sox to 150 with Rodriguez. So I guess everybody saw the latest story about Tom Brady. It was too funny. Of course, he's relocated down in Tampa Bay. He's renting Derek Jeter's house, I think, and getting ready to join the Buccaneers or whatever. So he got kicked out of a park. Happened last week, I guess. He was in there just exercising by himself or working out by himself, but because the park was closed, he wasn't supposed to be in there at all. So, like, the police or whoever came and ran him off, which was kind of funny, but, you know, whatever. And so now the latest is apparently he just walked into somebody's house. He thought he was at Byron Leftwich's house to pick up some playbook or who knows what, some kind of information. And this guy was at home, had his door unlocked, and because he was having, I don't know, something about his house was for sale. I don't know why his door was unlocked, but his door was unlocked. And so he hears somebody turn the doorknob and walk in and say something like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" He comes around the corner. It's Tom Brady. He's like, "I don't know, man. What is going on?" Nick Senzel, fortune teller mini. And then, of course, Brady's like, "Oh, isn't this Byron's house?" "No, it's not Byron's house." And so the guy who owned the house said he'd never seen anybody turn around and get out of a house so fast in his life. He was apologizing and took off. So, and then Brady, of course, made a joke of it, like he's only been in Tampa for a couple weeks and he's already been in trouble for B&E and loitering or something like that. It was funny. Colorado Rockies, Nolan Arenado missing nameplate. But I thought walking into somebody else's house, didn't knock or anything. Didn't knock, didn't ring the bell. Was just expecting to walk in and pick something up and just walked in that guy's house. Can you imagine? As Brendan McKay for the Rays, fortune teller mini. You're just like at home, hanging with the fam, and Somebody walks in your house and it's Tom Brady. That's a Gypsy Queen tarot for the Yankees with Aroldis Chapman. You thought, Captain, you thought that White Sox was going to be Robert. Yeah, that would have been really nice. But, I mean, Sanchez is still a nice one, though, right? If you got the White Sox, you're happy to get it regardless. But, yeah, it would have been, as you say, very nice if we had gotten it. The Astros. And there's a Pete Alonso for the Mets. Both of our autographs are sitting there on top of their respective stacks. So let's see who we've got. Zach Collins is the first one that we see. So that's another one for the White Sox, who are doing okay at the moment. And behind that, we see a little Logan Allen. And that's coming out for the Cleveland Indians, who hit the nice low-numbered parallel 10 earlier. So both the Indians and the White Sox are doing pretty well tonight. James, you won an impeccable Bo Jackson jersey autograph 2 days ago that you're going to keep. Oh, I don't blame you. That's a nice one. Yeah, I would keep that one too. So, impeccable, such a nice set. I've always been a fan of impeccable. And you get some interesting relics in there sometimes as well. So, not impeccable. Immaculate is where I get the relics that I like. But I do like impeccable too. But I was thinking about immaculate when I said that. Dylan Cease for the White Sox. But I do like impeccable also. And of course, National Treasures. You know, that's always a big one. Everybody loves NT. Some people like Flawless better. I would take NT over Flawless. But there are definitely some who prefer Flawless and aren't as much of a fan of NT. Well, they maybe still like it, but not as much. Sandy Koufax, high number short print, Dodgers. And that knocks out box number 3. So here we go in box number 4. You think Tom Brady will get a job selling ties when he retires? I don't think he's ever going to retire. I mean, what is that? He's just going to be fossilized out on the football field. Just going to go out there one day and that's it. He's just turned to stone. He's like a 90-year-old guy still playing quarterback. I don't know. The guy's never going to retire, I don't think. Jay Allen said, oh, he should have signed some autographs. Yeah. For the disturbance, for real. And Captain says Tom should have looked at the guy and said, nobody will ever believe you. That's the Red Sox and J.D. Martinez to 150. Well, I think it might actually be, I mean, Tom was making fun of it himself. I'm not sure if he's the one that broke the story or if the other guy broke the story. But yeah, he was definitely having some fun with it. Tampa Bay Rays and Brendan McKay, and the Red Sox with Benintendi. But I imagine he was so embarrassed he wasn't going to take time to say much of anything. I mean, you just walked into a total stranger's house. Completely unexpected. You just like walked into his house. So yeah, I think he was probably hot-footing it out of there. Captain says Robert is hot, but he's never taken a swing in MLB. Well, I mean, there's lots of guys like that. A lot of these up-and-coming guys. I mean, we're basing it off of minor league performance, or in some cases, international performance, and that's always the case. When they look good at one level, we always assume it's going to translate to the next level. And especially when they start putting their rookie cards in, because, well, they expected that he would be on the roster at some point this year, so no one obviously knew that things were going to be the way they are. So whether or not he actually plays an inning this year or not, I guess remains to be seen. But either way, his rookie cards are here, so there you go. Well, Series 2, it's either Series 2 or Update is officially going to be his rookie card. They announced it, way back the first year, or shortly after the first year. I just can't remember which of the two it was. I want to say Series 2 might be his official, flagship rookie card, I think. You said you swear there's a Logan Allen autograph in every box. Well, maybe not one in every box, but probably one in every case. You said I missed a logo swap. Okay, well, we'll go back through here and try to find it real quickly. We would see it in sort, of course, but it's easier if I miss one when we're doing it. Right there it is, that we just go back and find it. Because I keep every box stacked separately over there for that exact purpose. So if I do miss one and you guys catch it, we can find it. So thank you for that, sir. That is the Padres and Munoz with a logo swap that I missed and Captain caught for me. So yay, thank you. And James too. Actually, James and Captain both. James and Captain typed that in about the same time, I think. So thank you both. For the Houston Astros, a George Springer logo swap. So yeah, sometimes they slide by me with the multitasking. My poor old brain doesn't always catch it the first time through. The Los Angeles Dodgers, who have been really good in Gypsy Queen all year, have had a lot of hits in Gypsy Queen. And you get Max Muncy if you've got the Dodgers. So autograph number 1 out of box number 4, that was. There's another Alvarez Fortune Teller Mini. We've seen quite a few of those along the way. And what else? What else is in here? We had a lot of parallel, numbered stuff, I guess, out of the first couple of boxes. Yelich and the Brewers, and then we've kind of slowed down. Still seeing some numbered stuff, but not as much in our more recent boxes here. Captain, you said that might really mess up rookie cards with the short season. They might not play at all. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely true. But as far as their service time goes, I mean, it wouldn't affect them if they hadn't technically been called up yet. There's a Gypsy Queen, Pujols, and the Angels. And I say that because they're crediting guys for that sort of stuff. According to the deal they made with the Players Association, they have some kind of deal in place where they're credited with X amount of service time, and ditto for the guys who are like 1-year signees. So, we had some guys for the Reds that we traded for or signed in some capacity with the idea that we might get a year out of them and then they're going to hit free agency. And the reality of it is that they may very well hit free agency before they ever play one inning for us. Just depending on how this all works out. But they did make some kind of service time credit deal for the players, the Major League Baseball Players Association did. It's the Red Sox Ted Williams high number short print. Speaking of the Red Sox, they certainly didn't get docked much, did they? A second-round draft pick. Because, of course, they said their cheating wasn't as prevalent or as egregious, my word, not theirs, as what the Cubs did. It's a high number short print Tatis. And, of course, Alex Cora banned through the 2020 season. Well, who cares? He got fired anyway. And then the video operator got banned until or through 2021 or something. It's Robert Fortune Teller Mini. But, you know, doing anything to anybody in the 2020 season, it's like, yeah, who cares? They're not playing most of the season anyway. You're not punishing them that much. There's a blank nameplate Segura for the Phillies. But nonetheless, they had to come down with some kind of ruling, and that's what it was. So there you go. That was Nola and the Phillies with a tarot. But I just thought it was funny. Brewers, Yelich, tarot. And a Syndergaard tarot for the Mets. Seems like all those tarots come out right in a row. Every box, doesn't it? There's a whole bunch of them like jammed in there together. I think. A little bit. Captain is saying, would they get a rookie card next year too? No, you only get one rookie card. So, same as like in football and stuff, if you've got a player who gets injured in the preseason or whatever, from the time he's drafted to the time the season starts, you're still going to get all of his rookie cards all year long, even if he doesn't play it down until the following year. So, it's kind of like the stock market. If you like him, you buy it and buy and hold. Kevin Newman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Our second autograph out of box number 4. We've had that happen plenty of times where, in football especially, where somebody's rookie comes out and they're injured or whatever. You really don't get a look at them until the following year. Or you've had just a very brief look at them. Darius Geis is a recent example of that with the Redskins. Sean Murphy, numbered to 150 for the A's. So the A's got a little something anyway. And I think it's actually Major League Baseball who hands down or it's either MLB or the MLB Players Association that will direct Topps. Here's who you put in the rookie cards for this year or whatever. Because obviously, Yordan Alvarez and Bo Bichette both played a ton last year. Either one of them, technically, they could have put their rookies in probably update at least, probably in Series 2, but they didn't. They held them out and put them into this year's products. And somebody at Major League Baseball or Major League Baseball Players Association dictates that. Yordan Alvarez for the Astros. This is going to be numbered to 50 for my little Cincinnati Reds. And it's our rookie, Aristides Aquino, numbered to 50. So Reds, not too bad on that one. And our last box loader chrome parallel is Tommy Pham for the Padres. Ah, Cardboard Chasers. You got that Max Muncy. All right, see? you had the Lux in the first half of this case, I believe. And some other Dodgers, too, maybe. For real, the Dodgers have been overloading in Gypsy Queen all year. Been a lot of Dodgers. For whatever reason, they just have a lot of them in here. So... Well, yeah, Captain, you're not wrong. We've talked about that before, how, if you want to call it lucky, how lucky the Astros in particular are that this season has been delayed and everything that's happened, because otherwise, I mean, that's all anybody was talking about was their cheating scandal. I mean, anybody in baseball. And you know, every game they played on the road, they would have just been mercilessly harassed. And maybe they still will be, who knows, but I think if we do get back playing this year, it's going to be without fans, and I expect by the time we possibly do get back to playing with fans that maybe they won't get quite as much of a hard time, so I think they did catch a little break in that sense anyway. Oh, you didn't even hear about the Red Sox? Yeah, that punishment just came down. They just announced that. I don't remember if it was yesterday or today. Honestly, all my days kind of blend into one. And I don't recall if it was yesterday or today, but sometime in the last 24 hours is when the commissioner made his report on the Red Sox and gave all that information. So yeah. Jay Allen is looking for some Phillies here with a little last box mojo action. All right, and I'm trying to get some, for some reason there's a ton of static in here, and all these wrappers are trying to stick to everything, so I was trying to rearrange that briefly, because I don't really want them sticking to me. Or any part of me, particularly. I don't know why there's so much static in here today, but maybe because of the rain, I don't know. Number to 250, D.D. Gregorius. That's the Phillies for you, Jay Allen. Of course, D.D. used to play for my Cincinnati Reds, so I always like him to do well. For the Red Sox, we have a Rafael Devers, and that looks like a military, like a Memorial Day, Military Appreciation Day kind of variation. I don't know technically what Topps is calling it in here, but probably Military Appreciation. But anyway, that's what the camo tells you, that it's tied to that. So that one comes out a little less often than some of the other variations. So not bad for the Red Sox to get that one. You said Phillies autographs have been avoiding you, Jay Allen. Dylan Cease and the White Sox. Yeah, sometimes it does go that way. And Captain, you're feeling like there's going to be a hit for Jay Allen and a Ricky Henderson in here. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Mike Trout Fortune Teller Mini. I would be happy to pull both of those, yeah. So we'll see what the mojo can bring us here. Sometimes last box mojo works really well for us. You never know. Some days it's finicky, some days it's really cooperative. So we're just going to have to see which version of the mojo we get tonight, aren't we? You never know. Savali in the Indians. That is another nice hit for Cleveland, who has had a pretty good break so far. So we should still have one autograph left to find in here. And then, of course, we may have other variations or parallels like that one with John Means and the Orioles. And it is numbered to 150 with our blue border parallel. And there's our other one. I'm going to let it sit for a minute just because we've got a ways to go. We'll look at a few more things and then bring it up. You probably saw it anyway. Fortune Teller Mini Brendan McKay for the Tampa Bay Rays. For the Reds, that is Nick Senzel. That was another Fortune Teller Mini, of course. And there's a tarot for the Astros. You want to go ahead and look at it? Should we look at a little bit more? We'll look at part of this stack, and then we'll get the autograph, which is sitting right there. There is one for the Red Sox. It is a Carl Yastrzemski high number short print. And a tarot for the Pirates. Okay, won't make you wait anymore. It is numbered to 150. It's the Cubbies. It is a second Nico Horner. This one is the blue border parallel, but nonetheless a bookend autograph for Nico. So the Cubbies have got that one. Jay Allen, you're out of here, my friend. All right, man. I'm sorry we didn't find more for your Phillies. We did get you that one parallel, but that wasn't probably exactly what you wanted. I know it wasn't. I'm sorry. Mojo was not cooperative tonight, was it? It was being very stubborn tonight, unfortunately. There's a Devers for the Red Sox. And that is the last of that. And we do have some recapping to do here, so we'll take a little spin through some of the things we've pulled and let you have another look at it. Or sometimes people scroll to the end. You know, I'm guilty of that. You're watching the break after the fact, you just scroll to the end. For the recap, we all do it, right? All right, so these are our box loaders numbered to 50. That's the Dodgers numbered to 50 for the Reds. And this one is for the Red Sox to 150. Then the Twins have one to 150. And the Twins have a second one to 150. The rest of these are all unnumbered box loaders. That's Padres, Astros, Red Sox, Rays, Indians, Red Sox, Yankees, Nationals, Marlins, and Dodgers. So those are all the chrome box loaders that we saw tonight. Okay, now we've got the Orioles and John Means to 150. The Phillies to 250. Didi Gregorius. The Oakland A's to 150. Sean Murphy. The Boston Red Sox to 150 with Rodriguez. The Rockies to 250 with Blackman. A black and white parallel for the Pirates numbered to 50, Kevin Newman. And a black and white parallel to 50 for the Braves with Freddie Freeman. And that little beauty right there, that's right. It's a red border numbered to 10 for the Indians with Bobby Bradley. That's sweet. Red borders are my favorite. Now, these are the parallels that we saw live. Now, granted, there may be some others in there, as I mentioned at the top. If we went past something that I didn't catch and you guys didn't catch, not to worry. It'll still come to you. It's not going to go anywhere. Usually, if we miss something, it would be a high number short print because those are the ones easiest to miss. And those are simply any card number to 301 or higher on the checklist, like that Carl Yastrzemski in my hand for the Red Sox. And then the Red Sox have this one, Military Appreciation Day or whatever. I can't remember what Topps is calling it this year, but it's the camo uniform. It is a variation there for the Red Sox endeavors. Blank nameplate, the Phillies, Segura. High number short, Red Sox, Ted Williams. They have a lot in here, don't they, the Red Sox, now that you think about it. The Angels with a logo swap for Pujols. There's a logo swap for the Astros, Springer. Logo swap Padres for Munoz. High number short, Koufax, Dodgers. Blank nameplate, Rockies and Arenado. This was obviously in the wrong stack. That is a black and white numbered to 50, Sanchez for the White Sox. I meant to put him with the numbered stuff and just put him in the wrong place. The Twins and a logo swap with Arias. This is a Players Weekend uniform, Kershaw and the Dodgers. High number short print for the Cubbies with Sammy Sosa. For the Angels, a blank nameplate, David Fletcher. Blank nameplate, David Price for the Red Sox. A logo swap, Justin Dunn for the Mariners. And a Players Weekend, Chris Bryant for the Cubbies. Now, our little stack of hits. Captain says the Nicos are going for big money. Oh, yeah, I'm not surprised by that. He looked good last year, what little bit we saw of him. So that is Nico Hornerer for the Cubs, the blue border parallel to 150. There's Aaron Savali. That is headed to the Cleveland Indians, followed by Kevin Newman going to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the Dodgers, a Max Muncy autograph. Cleveland Indians and a Logan Allen autograph. And then a Zach Collins for the White Sox. There's your bookend, Nico, for the Cubbies. That one's not numbered, but hey, if you got the Cubs, you're still doing pretty well. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. came out for the Blue Jays. Then the Orioles have Dwight Smith Jr., and we got things started tonight with Taylor Ward and the Angels. So that is this half case break of Gypsy Queen. And let me put up some spreadsheet information again. If you tuned in late or you're catching this on recap and you scroll to the end, this is going to be your chance to get your shipping information and find out what's breaking in the days ahead and all that fun stuff. So Tuesday is when I'm expecting this to be out the door. So as always, that stuff is plus or minus. So if I have a great week and everything goes superbly, maybe it gets out a little bit sooner. And if I have something go wrong or one of those weeks, which we have from time to time, or they don't come do my postal pickup or whatever, it could go a day later. But generally speaking, I'm expecting it to go Tuesday, plus or minus a day. And of course, everybody's got cards in here. We don't have to worry about consolation cards, and all the cards do ship. So everything that we open tonight is going to be sorted and sent out to you. So this stuff is already listed on eBay. It's what we're going to be breaking in the days ahead. So tomorrow night, we do manage to get a couple of new releases. First ones we've seen in a while, but they're both pretty limited, as in nobody's going to have a million cases of either one. But we're going to have at least a case of each, and that is Definitive Baseball and Leaf Flash Baseball. We're going to break a case of each of those tomorrow night, and we're going to start a little bit early, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. Both Saturday and Sunday will be off nights. On Monday, we're going to break a case of Tribute Baseball, but start a little later than normal at 9:15 Eastern, 6:15 Pacific. On Tuesday night, it'll be a 2020 Gold Rush autograph full-size football helmet, and then we're going to do a 4-box break of limited football first off the line. And it's 4 boxes because, well, that's all I have of it. You know, sometimes you can't get a lot of first off the line, and that was the case, so that's all we could get of it. All right, let me catch up on my chat, see if we missed anything here. And oh no, James says he didn't get, he skunked again. Well, you got cards, of course, but you didn't get maybe an autograph, I'm guessing is what you mean in there. So I'm sorry, James, that's terrible. Oh, it's not that the cards don't like you. It's just one of those cold streaks. We all have them from time to time, but it'll turn around for you soon, hopefully. We'll try extra hard the next time to work the mojo, all right? And Mike says, take care to everyone. So, and ditto to you, Mike. Take care of yourself as well. So thanks again for being here. Appreciate you guys and gals joining me tonight. I'm going to be back at it tomorrow night, so hopefully I will see you then. But if not then, I hope you will at least come back and see me sometime soon. In the meantime, stay safe and healthy, and stay indoors as much as you can, or at least out of public places anyway. And we'll see you the next time. Bye now.